Hi guys, straight back on. I want to try and get these done early, yeah, these lives, because it's so beautiful. The weather is so nice today. I want to be out in it. I want to enjoy it. I'm still going to do more lives, but I'm going to do them outside on a dog walk in the garden. That's my plan. Hi, Angie. Right, so. Okay, I think we're on. Okay. We're on, guys. We'll just give you guys a few seconds. I think I'm going to play something. What can I play? I know what I'm going to do. Let's get my YouTube up. A minute. Woo! Let's play. Let's see if I can play. Hi guys, Louis at Defending Elvis Presley. I stumbled across this very short clip, but extremely heartfelt, but fascinating words. Have a listen, guys. Quite upsetting, but also very emotional, very honest. Let's listen to it together. Team Elvis. Here goes, guys.
I would like for you to share with all of my viewers and my listeners the very touching moment that you had with Elvis the day before he died.
Well, it was still tough. You know, it was racquetball had taken place in the racquetball court that night. A crown had gotten loosened, and the tour was starting the next day, and he was going to go to the dentist late that night.
So guys, a very cute little story here from T.G. Shepherd, and then we're going to get on to the topic, okay?
And he was sitting in the car, and I went up to the car, and I was headed back to Nashville that night. And I just squatted down next to the car and put my hands in the window, and he said, take care of yourself, and you're going back home. I said, yeah, I'm going to Nashville. And he just put his hand on my hand and said, be careful, I love you. He never told me that before. And I wondered afterwards, was he saying goodbye to me? I don't know. But that was the last words he spoke to me. Very touching night. The whole time that I was around him was touching. He touched my heart in a way that no other performer ever will.
Right, I mean, that's anything like that gives us inside information. It's the first time I've watched that. Obviously, I found it late last night. Probably a lot of you have seen it all before, haven't you? But definitely I hadn't. Right, I want to press play on this video.
Connected to your family through music, through stories, through the history, you know, of our country. But you seem, and people say this to me, and I take it as a compliment, but you seem
Right, so Matthew says, I don't go, a quote from Riley, I don't go to church, but I will always be able to identify that spirituality was something that I really need in my life. Okay. Thanks, Matt. I like to think she's a Christian. That quote doesn't clearly say to me she's a Christian, but I hope she is. I really hope she is. Yeah. But we don't know, do we? We don't know.
totally grounded and normal. Yeah. Like it seems to not have affected you. Is that right, or am I just reading you wrong?
I think you're right. But I think that my whole family are pretty grounded.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Within for the circumstance that we've lived in, my mom was very grounded.
Yeah.
My father's very grounded. My brother was very grounded. So
yes.
I think it was just like a family thing. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were venturing off on your own professionally, and you were deciding what route you wanted to go down. What made you choose this one?
I was always interested in writing and storytelling. I wrote like plays and books and films and stuff from a very young age, and would make like home movies. And,
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so I think as far back as I can remember, that was kind of what I was interested in. And there wasn't really, it wasn't something that was necessarily like nurtured in my home, because my family were musicians, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just what I was into, I guess.
Well, and we, if you've seen our show, we talked about Daisy Jones,
Yeah.
like maybe every
Really?
ad
nauseam.
Ad
Thank
nauseam.
you.
Yeah.
And one of the things I remember, we told the story about how you kind of like faked it. Like
Yeah.
you went into that audition.
Yeah, I
did.
Yeah.
I mean, but you have a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
We got there. I don't know. I was, you know, I did not have a beautiful voice when I went in there. But I don't know. It was just a fun thing for me. I wasn't like, there was no pressure. I wasn't, I have a pretty good sense of humor about things, and it was just something that I thought, you know, I'll see if I can pull it off.
I mean, you pulled it
You
off.
sure did. You've got a beautiful daughter, Tupelo.
Yeah.
And you know,
I love her name.
I do too.
So she's named after
Yeah.
the
After
town.
Tupelo,
Yeah.
Mississippi.
Okay, that's so beautiful. And everyone's kind of got their own parenting style. What were the things you took from your mom's parenting, and what were the things you kind of left
It's so
behind?
crazy.
Right, before I answer that, let's go back a little bit so we can hear that. Yeah, Frederick, I agree. Frederick says she has good values. As far as I agree, but I think she's very decent. I think she's very intelligent, decent, kind, caring, loving girl. I'm a massive fan. She's given interviews where she talks about exploring different religions, including Eastern. As she said, she's spiritual in her business. Yeah, I would say that is more accurate about her. I wouldn't, at the moment, I wouldn't call her an out-and-out Christian. Saying that she's spiritual does make sense, because her father is, isn't he? Danny Keough is spiritual. So that's just my view. No, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Let's keep going.
Tupelo,
Yeah.
Mississippi.
Okay, that's so beautiful. And everyone's kind of got their own parenting style. What were the things you took from your mom's parenting, and what were the things you kind of left
It's so
behind?
crazy, because parenting now is like, every time I open my phone, there's like, don't do this, don't do that,
I know.
don't give them this, don't tell them no, don't, you know, and I'm like, oh God. So I'm just confused all the time.
Join the club.
Yeah, but so I just try and I try and, you know, just I try and be instinctual, I think, about it, and do what feels right. My mother was such a great mother,
Yeah.
and I think some of
Either
that,
one.
you know, definitely lives through me. She was much more strict than I am.
I think one of the beautiful blessings in grief, and I wonder if you found this when you lost your mom, was to have a little person,
Yeah.
you know, that exudes joy,
Yes.
even when your heart is breaking.
Yeah, it's a strange thing, like experiencing loss and, you know, loss of life and the birth of life
Yeah.
in such close proximity in time, and
Yes.
it's just it's a strange and beautiful kind of experience.
Yeah, I mean that is very heartfelt, isn't it? What she just said, and she makes a great point as well. So, Catherine, I support Riley. She has a different connection to Graceland than Lisa, but I see her protecting Graceland more so in tribute to Lisa, and because it's a burial site for Lisa and Ben. Well, that's a good point. Hi, Catherine. I know I get your point, but remember, Lisa took them to Graceland to play, and they would have Thanksgiving there. Lisa took her children. She wanted them to experience Graceland as a home, yeah. Even taking them on the go-kart. So I'm not going to fully agree with that. I get your point. What you're saying. You're saying she's a protector of Graceland. Of course, she now owns it, the building. Yeah. Eventually, Finley and Harper will as well. I see that. So it's almost like, you know, you look after your business, don't you? But then you say, as a tribute to Lisa, obviously she worshipped her mum. Of course she did. We know they were very close. Yeah. and she was very close to Benjamin. So I take that on board. I agree with that. And the fact it's a burial site, I understand that, of course. Her mum's buried there. Benjamin's buried there. Her grandfather's buried there. Yeah. So I take that on board. But I still take it one step further. Lisa Marie did make sure that Benjamin and Riley had a lot of memories at Graceland as well. And Lisa would go there, I think, at least a couple of times a year. You know, they would do Thanksgiving and things like that. They would go and play and ride the horses and all the rest of the stuff. Lisa wanted Riley and Benjamin, yeah, to experience what she experienced growing up with Elvis, growing up at Graceland. So I would go a bit deeper than that, Catherine. That's just my opinion, yeah. So Lisa and her kids are very down to earth and humble. Do you know how many stars kids turned out very opposite? Yeah, even that, Dan. Of course, I love the way Riley is. I think Riley's lovely. I will say this, that Riley does have an awkward body language, I feel, in interviews. Slightly awkward, because I think the types of questions that she's being asked are awkward. I think losing your mum, losing your brother is awkward. Do you get it? So she's a bit, people want to know about my private life. People want to know about things that most people keep a secret. So I think Riley has a dilemma there. She's trying to be the person who wrote this book on behalf of her mum, from here to great unknown. I think she's quite a private person. I think she felt that she had to do the book tour for the sake of her mum, Lisa. So I don't think it's straightforward with Riley. I think there's a lot more to it. Yeah. And then we have things with Benjamin. Yeah, obviously the circumstances, his life, what he went through, how him being a Presley affected his life. We know that he suffered maybe with depression, anxiety, things like that. Maybe there was problems with prescribed medication, stuff like that. So when you say her kids are very down to earth and humble, yes, but I think they've all been affected slightly differently, haven't they? So we have Riley's personality. We don't really know about Finley and Harper, not really. Yeah, they're sort of shielded by Michael Lockwood. But Benjamin, it's very upsetting, isn't it? Benjamin, there was something not right. Yeah, something seriously wrong. So I saw an interview the other day with Riley where she didn't for a second, she says she didn't for a second think that Benjamin was suicidal. Not for a second, didn't even cross her mind. Yeah, so this was a secret depression, a secret problem, this mental health problem. Alleged, we don't know the ins and outs, but Riley didn't think her brother was going to kill himself. I don't even like to talk about it, actually. It's a very awkward topic, but I think it was a shock to everyone. But if guys, put it in the comments. Tell me if you disagree or if you think differently. Elvis was a tech. Elvis was tech Christian, but he explored all kinds of beliefs. Yeah, and right, and Lisa, and have spoken all in his. Yeah, I know. We all know just how spiritual Elvis was and how well read he was. He read all the books, all the religions. He was very spiritual. I've done a few videos. Is it I'm trying to think of her name now. Darla Marta, is that it? Darla Marta in the hills of Hollywood. I've done a few few videos about that topic. Yeah, Elvis was. But don't forget, Elvis was into many things. He was into numerology, wasn't it? Elvis was into the numerology book. So there's many facets to Elvis. A very smart man, very well-read man. Yeah. So I agree. I'm not so glad that she took them there. I'm so glad that she took them there too. I think people are nervous because Riley is a generation removed. Yeah. I need to absorb that. Maybe if the Elvis fans gave Riley a chance to sort of get to know her, heart, her personality, her intentions with Graceland's. One of the things that have come up, Matthew brought up, whether or not she's a Christian, what her beliefs are. I think one of the things people worry about is what her connection to Scientology is. Obviously, she grew up with people at Scientology, so she's got Scientology friends, yeah? So, Catherine, maybe it's that the public, maybe the fans that are worried about Riley, it's because they haven't got to know her. Yeah, and obviously we can't get to know her personally because we're just fans. But I do think you can get to know someone's personality through watching a lot of their interviews. I do. I think, and their actions. I do think Riley's actions will speak loudly. Yeah. I think it was Nancy said it to me the other day. She said we need to cut Riley a break. We need to cut Riley a break. And I think this is what I think about the Elvis fans that are not happy with Riley, that don't really like Riley. And I think there's a lot, which is a shame. I think you need to cut Riley a break. Cut Riley a break. Give her a chance. Understand what she's gone through. You get it, guys? Put yourself in her shoes. Give her time. She's had a lot to deal with in a very short space of time. So she's still only in her 30s. She's got her own family, her own career. She's trying to run Gracelands. Could you imagine that? Yeah. And she's lost her mum and brother. So give her a chance, guys. Yeah, so Karen says, yeah, they're very personal questions. Hi, Carolyn. Oh, I hope your daughter gets better. So, let me just... Right, so Frederick, good news is Finley and Harper have been brought up as Christians, not the Christianity is the only way, but it's good to see. Yeah, I did, Frederick, I read that somewhere. I did. And what it is, Frederick, I've seen the post on Instagram. Yeah. They've posted a few times that they're Christians, haven't they? Different little things, little Bible quotes, just small little things that you can see they're Christians and they're Elvis fans as well. I don't know if you guys know, I sent them a question and it was, what was your favorite song of Elvis? And they said, Crying in the Chapel. I didn't expect them to answer, to be honest with you. The only reason I sent it is because they sent out a thing, Ask Me Anything. So I asked, what was your favorite song with Elvis? And they said Crying in the Chapel. So they're Elvis fans, guys. I think they're very sweet. It's early days. You know, some people yesterday were saying, oh, I hope they just stay private and don't want to be famous, don't want to be singers or actors. And I hope they just live normal lives. That was said to me yesterday. I can't remember who said it. Was it Misha? I can't remember. A couple of you said it. Now, I think I understand that because obviously fame causes serious problems, doesn't it, guys? But I think they're going to find their own path, aren't they? They're going to forge their own path. Yeah. So they're just 16 guys. 2-3 years from now, they're going to be world famous, aren't they? So we'll see. Of course, we must support them. We must support them as Elvis fans. We must, as Lisa Marie fans. Caroline, I agree. I agree. Let's have a look here. So Catherine says, I think she will be more involved in Graceland down the road. She's still grieving. The Christmas special was a big deal. She did that while finishing. Yeah, I remember it all. again, there's lots of different views about the Christmas special. There were certain things in it that I didn't like, but there were bits that I thought were good. So I wasn't I wasn't completely happy with the Christmas special. It was good and bad to me. There was, you know, I'm a bit old fashioned. I'm boring and old. You know, I grew up in the 70s and 80s. I'm old fashioned. So I see it from that point of view. So for me, the Christmas special didn't do it for me. But that's, many of you are going to say you loved it. Yeah? So different views, guys. Riley has just one good friend, George Flaws, whose parents are clearly still in Scientology. Georgie was also really close to Lisa until the end. She seems like a really nice girl. Okay, I don't know Georgie Flaws. Thank you, Frederick. Thanks for that information. And the twins to go to private school run by a Christian church. And the twins go to... Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Frederick, thank you. So the twins go to a private school run by Christians in church. Right. So it's pretty clear the twins are Christian. Okay. I didn't know Michael Lockwood was a Christian. I didn't know that. Is he? Frederick, is Michael Lockwood a Christian? I'm guessing he is. Sorry, I'm missing some of the comments. We lost a friend of my daughter's 4 months ago to... Oh, no, that's so sad, Karen. Horrible. Now, but just in case... You know, I'm not pushing religion on anyone. I am Christian, yeah? But either way, guys, people make their own choices. Whether you are or not, doesn't make any difference to me. I still respect people either way. As long as you live a good life. As long as you are kind and have a good heart, and not full of hate. Doesn't matter whether you're Christian or not, does it, guys? Just be a good person. That's how I judge people. I judge people how they treat me. If I feel that I'm being treated correctly by another person, that's it. That's all I need to know. It doesn't matter if they're Christian or not to me. Yeah. So I just happen to spend my life. I was born. I was always born into the church. I was very lucky. I met an old man called Bill who invited Jesus into my heart when I was only about 4 or 5. I remember it. I remember him doing it. I remember holding the Bible when it happened. I remember how it felt. So that has stayed with me. I was 4 or 5 when that happened to me. I remember it like it was yesterday. It's a guy called Bill. Yeah. A very religious man. Yeah. So for me, it's just always been part of who I am. Yeah. So, but I'm not in and out of church every week. That's not the type of Christian I am. Yeah. My twin brother is a Christian as well. Yeah. Yeah. Karen says she wasn't too keen on it. I want a real retro celebration at Gracelands. That's what I would like. A real retro 50s, 60s, 70s celebration of... That's what I want to see at Gracelands. That's because I'm old. Right. The guests she had in the Christmas were a home run. The guests she had at the Christmas special were a home run, though. What does that mean? Were a home run, though. Explain that to me. I don't get it. I feel the same, but I still had to watch it. Yeah, I watched it. I definitely watched it. I'm sure Lockwood comes from a Christian background. Yeah, I think he probably does if he's sending his children to a Christian school. The school I called the Oaks Christian School. Not going to put that in a public comment, but I only a few of us here. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Oaks Christian School. So they're Christians. It can't be a bad thing. This is what I say to my kids, because my older kids... all of my kids were taught to be Christians. All of them. They all went to Christian schools. But the older kids, the one that's 18, my daughter Talia, actually, and my boy Rio is a Christian. He clearly wants to be Christian. proud to be Christian. He's 16. Then you've got my 18-year-old daughter who's nearly 19. She'll just come out with the usual, oh, come on, Dad. Come on, Dad. There's no such thing. Blah, blah. She'll do that. I think she'll change as she gets older. And then you've got my 15-year-old boy, Giovanni, who will just repeat what his mates say. Yeah. Who'll just, deep in their hearts, they are Christians. I really believe that. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's cool to say you're not. Yeah. With the teenagers, it's cool to go, no, I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. Yeah. But when they get older, they change. Get it, guys? I lost my religion over the last few years, and I had a lot of personal loss in the last few months. My opinion has changed. I listen to Elvis songs. That songs fill me with so much emotion. Yeah, especially his beautiful gospel songs. Karen, thank you for sharing that, Karen. I think Riley misses her mother a great deal. I don't think she dealt with her pain yet. I do think she gets along with her grandmother, Priscilla. Yeah, so, Julie, I agree with most of that. 100% she misses her mother, 100%. I definitely don't think... I agree, she hasn't completely dealt with the grief. I agree. But do you ever? When you lose your mother, do you ever deal with it? Do you ever completely deal with it? I don't think so. But the bit about, I do think she gets along with her grandmother. Yeah, I would say they're on and off, like us, like all of us guys. How many of us here with living grandparents? It's on and off, isn't it, guys? I mean, most of us are older, so we've lost our grandparents. But come on, guys, you're in and out with the relatives, aren't you? You're on and off with relatives. Some relatives can be a right pain. You still love them. You still love them. Yeah. I would appear that the girls were in Christian school even before Lisa passed. She must have agreed on it. That's interesting, Frederick. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Jane. Right, so let's play a bit more.
What a beautiful book.
This book is beautiful
so
for
happy you
anybody
came,
that
Riley.
is interested in understanding grief and love. And it's a love story, really. And it's beautiful. Thank you.
And it's #1 everywhere.
It's
so
number
there's
one.
that too.
So you'll find it. And
Congratulations.
maybe go to your local indie bookstore because it seems as though Amazon is sold out. No, I'm just kidding. It's not sold out. It's not
But
sold
it's
out.
on Amazon. But it will be if you don't.
It's not. I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
But it might be soon.
Get your book wherever you get it. You can pick up right here. You can get it from here to the great unknown at today.com/books or go get it wherever you buy your books. It isn't sold out. That was a joke. The publisher's going to call and get mad at me.
All right, Riley, thank you so much.
Okay, so please buy the book, guys. Come on, please. But it's a very beautiful book. It's well worth a read, and you can also listen to it on audio. It's a no-brainer. Right. So let's see if we can find another one. I did store a few. Let's go into history, see if there's any that have stored. I might have to just type the name in. Oh yeah, I've been watching EFM this morning. I spent the whole morning watching EFM. It's amazing, isn't it? Elvis Fans Matter, Billy Smith. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. You learn so much from Billy Smith, don't you? Really enjoyed it. I spent my whole morning listening to Billy Smith and Joe. Let's see what comes up. I'm trying to find a couple of short ones, okay? Okay. Let's have a look. Right, should we listen to a bit of Oprah's?
Stated that Oprah, there's only one, as in Winfrey's here to reveal her newest book club selection. Right. Only on CBS Mornings. We love when that happens. I'm going to say it again. Only on CBS this mornings. Oprah is here with the author to tell us what she's chosen. So, Oprah, you start.
It's called From Here to the Great Unknown by Lisa Marie Presley and her daughter, Riley Keough.
In the memoir, the late Lisa Marie Presley tells her life story for the very first time. She died last year, as we know, before finishing the memoir. So her daughter, Riley Keough, completed the book. It includes stories from Presley about growing up at Graceland, grieving the death of her father, that of course was Elvis Presley, and motherhood. Emmy-nominated actor and now author Riley Keough is with us, along with Oprah. Congratulations, Riley, because I'm predicting, I'm going to go out on a limb and say bestseller on the way. Bestseller on the way.
I hope so.
What's it like, though, before we get started, to hear the word author in front of your name?
It's unexpected.
Is it?
It's definitely not something I thought would happen, but here we are.
Now, you did this because your mom asked you. She was writing her memoir, and she said, "I would like you to help me. For you to help me finish it." But what's so interesting to me is that it's you and your mom together, but you have your mom's tapes.
Yes.
Your mom taped a whole lot of stories about her life.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering what that was like for you to hear the tapes.
Right, just one quick thing. So obviously Oprah's asking about the tapes, so we're going to listen to that. So Josie makes a point. She wonders if she's seen the trauma of what her mother went through with Priscilla Presley, her mum. Obviously Riley's grandma. It's a good point. I personally would say yeah. I would think, because don't forget, Riley's was very close to her mum. Yeah, I would say that Riley completely knows about the difficult ups and downs that Lisa had with her mother Priscilla. I would say 100% yes. I would say, why wouldn't she? Why wouldn't she know? Because she's Lisa's child. Riley and Benjamin, before the twins come along, were with mum every day. Gran was around quite a lot, on and off. Yeah. I would say 100% Riley knows exactly what went on with Lisa and Priscilla, her mum. I would say. That's my thinking on it. I lost my mother 7 years ago. I still feel, yeah, there we are, Julie. See, you never do get over losing. There we are. There we are. People say, oh, she hasn't dealt with grief yet, but do we ever? Do we ever? It depends how close you are. Yeah. Oprah is more than dodgy. It's her that Riley showed the Bible. Is that a coincidence? Oh, that'll be interesting. Let's see what happens. But Oprah, isn't she? I don't know much about Oprah because I'm from England. But isn't she Christian and spiritual? Because I've seen all her spiritual stuff. With what's his name, Eckhart Tolle, and a few other spiritual people. But isn't she also Christian as well? Is that right? You tell me, guys. Oprah book helped sell a lot of books, though. That was business. Yeah. It would have done, wouldn't it? Yeah, 100%. She promoted the book From Here to the Great End, though. And being in the book club boosted it. Yeah. So hi, Debbie. Right, so Riley is naive about some of the sensibilities of Elvis fans. She has a learning curve. But Frederick, is she? Yeah? Maybe she just chooses to ignore it. Maybe she just ignore it. I don't know. Is she in a bit of a bubble? It's a good point there, Frederick. Clowwater. Welcome to Team Elvis. Where are you from, my friend? Have you been on our show before? We always like to invite new people to Team Elvis and welcome them. So, hello, my friend. My name's Louis. I'm in the UK. We've got Team Elvis with us. So unbelievably to me, the interviewer Gayle King didn't get Riley's last name right. Right, let me just play this.
And I asked that because when my mom died, I would just listen to her voice on the answering machine, and I found that hard.
Yeah.
So, but your mom is talking in great detail, the good, the bad, the ugly, warts and all. Yeah. What was it like for you to hear her voice telling those stories?
Well, the first time that I played the tapes was incredibly emotional.
I bet.
And then once I was sort of used to it, it really depended on what she was talking about. Some of the tapes are really funny. Some of them are really touching. So it was a wild you know, the wild ride of emotions.
Yeah, I mean, guys, when I hear this, I just think, bloody hell. I imagine finding 16 tapes that my dad has made, pouring his life out into those tapes. I say this to you guys. You imagine if any of you that have lost a mum or a dad found 16 tapes, them pouring out their heart and their life into these tapes for you to listen to. Not only did she have to listen to them, obviously she knew about them because her mum had already told her, but that's irrelevant to me, really. Imagine going through the tapes and listening to them. She has already said that it felt like she was on a phone call with her mum after she died. Do you get it, guys? Could you imagine listening to those tapes? Not just for Riley Keough, for any of us that listening to those tapes of our own mother. Yeah? So pretty out there, isn't it, guys?
I'd never seen a book like this where you have Lisa Marie, literally her voice, and you said, I did it verbatim, and then Riley weighs in. What made you pick this book of all the books you could?
Well, I was friends with Lisa Marie. We called ourselves cousins because
you have Presley in your family.
Yes, my grandmother's side of the family and mother's side of the family is we're all Presleys, and so from the very first time we met, we were like, I think you might be related. You might be my 55th cousin.
Yeah.
And so we became friends. She's the one person who introduced me to truffle salt.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Did she?
That's an
Yes,
important
she sent me this.
Oh.
Is an important introduction basket. And over the years, just became, friends. I remember when I was telling Riley that once her mom came to my house and she was like, I think I was followed. And I go, next time you think you're followed, don't turn in this game.
Keep on going.
Keep going.
Right.
That's
Right.
funny.
Yes.
But guys, it was a complicated life your mom had. I mean, my heart went out to her because she seemed to be living the dream life as Elvis Presley's daughter, living in Graceland. It just seemed like a princess. But her life was very complicated.
Yeah, I think that it's interesting because I think that reading the book, it does feel like a tragedy. But I think that it's really important for me to remember that there was so much joy and love and just wonderful times in our lives. And I think that she had experienced a lot of loss very early on in her life. And I think a lot of her life was dictated by that and by grief. So it was definitely complicated. But within that, there was so much, love between us all as well.
As you started to listen to those tapes and prepare and really excavate who your mother was, what's one of your favorite stories that you found out about her that you maybe didn't know?
I think I really love all of in the beginning of the book, there's a lot of stories about her running around Graceland and just kind of being wild. And she was
a terror.
She was a terror. And I think
On a golf cart.
On the golf cart and just like firing people and just kind of, she was a little bit of a terror, but I think I found
firing people at 4 years old.
Yes, 4.
Yes.
I think I really enjoy reading that and listening to that because it makes me laugh and it was very funny.
So Oprah, you make this selection and it's in a way an easy one because the legacy of Elvis is so huge in this country. People are so hungry for more, they want to learn more. Why do you think he continues to fascinate and the family continues to fascinate all these years later?
I think because he made such an impression on people's hearts. I mean, we did a special together that's going to air tonight on CBS, and we were at Graceland, and people there are like thousands of people still coming every day.
Wow.
Every day. People are pushing people in wheelchairs. People are crying on the sidewalks still every day because of what his music meant to them, because of what his life story has meant to them. And I think that what is so moving to me is that this was the place where Lisa Marie, her mom, felt most at home and would go there often still and stay in his bedroom.
In his bed.
In his bed, play his music and cry and mourn him. I
She
think
was really tethered there.
Yeah, very much tethered there. And I think she never got over really the death of her father. And then comes the death of her son later in life. And so it does feel tragic, but I think one of the reasons why I wanted to select the book is because there is always a bigger life that we don't know. And she opens the aperture and allows us to see some of that big life that we didn't know.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know much about Oprah. Obviously, to me, she's more of an American thing. But I get what she's saying. I completely understand what she's saying. I'm not surprised that Lisa slept in her father's bed and wanted to be at Graceland's, and felt closer to her father at Graceland's. I completely get it. And even the book From Here to the Great Unknown just shows they were very, very close, Elvis and Lisa. Yeah. So, and like Oprah says, the book opens up. It gives us a window, a doorway into things that we didn't know. We didn't know, doesn't it, guys? So that's why the book's such a great buy. So a few comments, guys. Martha, I just love Billy and Joe Smith. It just makes me so mad that they're never included in anything and they know more than anyone. It's so unfair. I agree, Martha. I fully agree. I think EFM is amazing. And it is very unfair. So, Hillbilly Matthew, does it matter what Oprah claims to be if her actions demonstrate she is not? I don't know what Oprah claims to be. I don't know. If her actions, I don't know her actions because I don't follow Oprah. Obviously, remember, I'm from England, guys. Oprah, I never watch her ever. Yeah, so I'm not. I think that isn't that more for the Americans. That point, right? I certainly don't think she reads many Elvis social media sites. Right. So Frederick, yeah. Frederick, I would say, aren't we a bit nosy? Aren't we, even celebrities? Aren't we a bit nosy? Wouldn't we want to know what people say about us? You know, we don't know, do we? Let's have a look. So Debbie, I hope they never open upstairs. I think that's just generally that's what the fans want. And the fans want upstairs to never be opened. Yeah, I think we'd all agree on that. Josie, that's because Priscilla said so much that her dad spoilt her. They hang on Priscilla's every word. I noticed that all Prissy fans seem to love bringing up Lisa was selfish, spoiled kid, and got everything her own way. Yeah, I've seen all the comments, guys. I've seen. If you go onto our Defending Elvis Facebook page, it's very interesting, very dramatic. There's obviously quite a few posts that we've got on there now that's defending Riley and Lisa. And we have strong views about Priscilla, of course. Some of those arguments are intense. Yeah, very intense. Like, you could spend the whole day reading the arguments on our Defending Elvis Facebook page. Pretty crazy, pretty nuts. Even Lisa gets a lot of hate, so does Riley. Yeah, so they call us haters on Priscilla for exposing Priscilla's wrongdoing. But my God, do we get it back? We get the hate back, don't we? We even get hate about hate. We even get hate on Elvis. Even this book gets a lot of hate, doesn't it? A lot of the Priscilla fans try to discard this book like it's full of lies. It's crazy. The Elvis world is crazy. That is a fact. Let's have a look. So we've got Karen. But they never bring up Prissy being spoiled. Riley looks the most like her mother, I think, more so than the twins. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've never really tried to sort of compare them, actually. It's not. I think, didn't someone say that one of the twins looks like, oh, I'm trying to remember now. One of the twins looks more like Priscilla, but the other one looks more like Elvis. You tell me, guys. I think Riley should be doing more talking, not opera. Not opera. Now, is Oprah, can I ask you guys that are in America, 40% of you are in America, is Oprah popular in America? You tell me, I don't know.
Yeah. Riley, what was it like? It's always fun to ask authors who get to be selected as an Oprah Book Club pick what the feeling is like. It's a little different for you because you're already a prominent person. But I mean, when you get that call.
I mean, it's a very unique call.
Was it an actual phone call?
It was
Where
a
were
phone
you?
call. I was in the doctor's office. And I was sitting with my doctor alone in the room for a checkup. And my phone's ringing, and it's a number I don't know, which I don't normally pick up. I just had a feeling that I should pick it up.
Ah.
And I picked the phone up, and I just hear, Riley. And I was like, hello?
Yeah.
Who is it? I had no idea it was Oprah. And she goes, it's Oprah. And I went, hi, Oprah. And I think my doctor was like, jaw on the floor. And I just was like, hold on one second, it's Oprah.
I gotta take this call.
But Oprah, you actually knew Lisa Marie. I know that, she talked to you after Ben's death. What do you want people to know about her? Because what I got from the book, she really prided herself on being a good mother and wanted to be a good mother.
Well, as you will hear in tonight's special and also read.
So guys, obviously we all know the old interviews with Priscilla and with Lisa are all there on YouTube to watch with Oprah. Yeah, guys, so check them out. It's very interesting.
And from here to the great unknown is that's the thing that she loved most about her life. And I think that's the one thing that brought her joy. And I remember talking to her after her son, your brother Ben, died, and she said she didn't want to go on, but didn't want to continue to live. And I said, you have to. And she said, well, the only reason to stay alive is for the girls, for you and your sisters.
Wow.
So,
Riley, it's quite a book. I can't wait for people to read it. Like I said, #1 bestseller. Just a prediction here.
There you
Oprah
go.
and Riley, we thank you. We thank you.
Thank you.
From Here to the Great Unknown is on sale now wherever you like to buy your books. Check out cbsmornings.com for a reader's guide from the memoir. Then head over to our Instagram page to find out how you can get more involved with Oprah's book club. You can also hear more of the family stories from Riley in the CBS Primetime event. And Oprah's special, The Presleys, I love this title, Elvis, Lisa Marie, and Riley. It's tonight at 8, 7 Central right here on CBS. We are so excited.
Of course, we all watched that. I I enjoyed the interviews. I saw the special. I thought it was great. Yeah. I can see that Oprah doesn't seem to be the most popular person. Right. I'm trying to just find. I've only got 10 minutes. Let's try and find something short. Okay. Which one shall we play? Is there anyone you guys would like to see? Let me just think. I only want to play a short one. Riley Keough finishing Lisa Marie Presley's memoir. There we are. There we are. This looks short. Let's do this one, guys.
Welcome back, everybody. Our first guest tonight is an M.
Guys, just in case you're joining us, in case you're watching this tonight or tomorrow, because a lot of people watch this the day after. First of all, welcome. Good morning. Get yourself a coffee. But my intention is to try and help just with my tiny little YouTube channel with Team Elvis to get people to just give Riley a chance. Give her a chance. I personally think there's too many Elvis fans that just don't like Riley. Just feel that Riley has made loads of mistakes, don't agree with many of the things Riley has done. I do. I fully support Riley. Now, I accept that Riley hasn't got everything right. That Riley is in a difficult position where she could be a bit lost sometimes. I personally think that we, the Elvis fans, on behalf of Lisa, on behalf of Elvis, should support Riley, Finley and Harper. I really do. So I'm trying to use our little YouTube channel to say to people, give her a chance. Cut her some slack. Give her some time. Give her a chance to win everyone over. I'm already won over. I love Riley. Yeah, I fully support Finley and Harper. But come on, guys, give her a break. It did take me a while to get used to the two voices. I don't know what you guys were like, but the second time around, the first time I read it, I was a bit unclear, but the second time I got used to it. I prefer reading it on audiobook myself. I listen to it on audio. I was trying to say earlier, who was it to Catherine? They did spend their childhood, some of their childhoods, with their mum, Lisa, at Gracelands. They did. They were more connected than you think. People think that they're completely disconnected from Lisa's world, Lisa's upbringing at Gracelands. I don't think so. I think Lisa went out of her way to really involve definitely Riley and Benjamin. Minutes, guys, and I'm going to try and do some dog walks. I'm going to go for a quick run after this live stream. So Frederick has told us there's 4 movies coming out and another this summer in Budapest. Let's have a look. Lisa probably wanted them to get close to her dad and know more about him like Elvis did. And yeah, I personally think this is I think this is where the Elvis fans get it wrong with Riley. I think Riley knows more than you think, guys. Honestly, I think Riley knows more than you think. Right, so the people forget that she brought her kids to Graceland. A lot of was a TV special where Lisa is celebrating the holidays with her kids. I think Riley's already answered that, hasn't she? That they went there, more than you think, guys. I don't think that Riley is disconnected from Graceland. Not at all. I would say the opposite. That's where her mum's buried, where her brother's buried. Her mum would take them there sometimes. Yeah, so I still say we need to give Riley a chance. Give her a chance. Lisa seemed to be more of a loving mother like Gladys was to Elvis and not like Prissy. Yeah, well, obviously it's funny because that isn't straightforward, because maybe Priscilla is very loving to Navarone and that she wasn't loving to Lisa. You get it? So maybe she's one kind of parent to Navarone and was a completely different parent to Lisa. Yeah? I have to get her. Okay, Carolyn, thanks for joining us. Riley knows plenty, but some subjects she knows it's better to be discreet. Or it's early days. It's early days. It's early days. I still, like a few of you have said, I still think it's too soon. It's only been a few years since she lost her mum and brother. Yeah, a bit longer for the brother, but I think all of this is still very fresh for Riley. Yeah, like even being the new boss of Graceland, and she has to be there for her sisters, obviously Finley and Harper. So it's all a bit too soon. I think we're all expecting too much too soon, we the fans. I think we need to cut her a break. We mustn't forget, it's Lisa's kids. We adore Lisa Marie. We mustn't forget that. It's Elvis's grandkids. He would want us to be there for Riley, Finley and Harper. He would. I don't care what people say. If you are an Elvis fan, it does matter to you that you want what Elvis would want. And Elvis would want us, the fans, to be there for his grandkids, for his daughter's kids. I don't care what anyone says. I would never, ever say any different. Yeah? And a lot of what we do here at Team Elvis, at Defending Elvis, the YouTube channel, is what Elvis wants. What Elvis wants, yeah? Not that what he would do. Because I would say this, Elvis is, I would say this, to run a Defending Elvis channel, like we do with Team Elvis, you have to be quite confrontational, you have to disagree with people. There's a lot of drama. Elvis didn't Elvis wasn't confrontational. He didn't want drama. We can't be Elvis. We can't be Elvis, but we can be there for Elvis. We can be there for Elvis. So we stand up for Elvis. We do it together with pride. We'll have an argument that Elvis wouldn't have had. Elvis would just let it go and forgive. We can't do that. We're trying to expose wrongdoing to Elvis Presley and to Lisa and eventually Riley, because Elvis can't defend himself. Lisa Marie can't defend herself. So we step in as fans, as Team Elvis, to do what they can't do. Get it, guys? So we're always going to be a dramatic channel here, guys. We're always going to have fallouts with people. It's part of what we do. There's many people that don't think we should stand up for ourselves. Too much drama takes away attention from Elvis. But no, because we have to have the drama to defend Elvis. This is the thing that sometimes people don't quite understand. You know, if I fall out with a YouTube channel because I don't agree with their views supporting Priscilla, it's not because I want an argument. It's because I want to expose the wrongdoing to defend Elvis. Get it, guys? So we're not Elvis. We're fans. There's a difference. Elvis was too good, too nice, too forgiving. That's why people walked all over him. People took advantage and walked all over Elvis because he was too nice. We love that he was too nice. We love that Elvis had a heart of gold, was a Christian man, was a forgiving man, just would always let things go, wouldn't he? We love that, but we can't be that because we're defending Elvis Presley, Elvis and the bloodline. So we are going to fall out with people. We're going to get YouTube channels that don't agree that we defend. Yeah, we're going to get Elvis fans that think Elvis doesn't need defending. We're always going to have it. We're always going to have it. It's never going to change. So, guys, we're on a roller coaster ride on this channel. We always will be. And I do think loyalty is important with us. I do think we're on a mission together. Our mission is to defend Elvis and the bloodline. We do need some loyalty, guys. We do. Okay, gotta go. All the best. I'll see you on the dog walk. Take care, guys. Thanks, everyone, for joining in here. It's okay, guys. We can agree to disagree. Not everyone has to agree with what I say or what Team Elvis say. If we have different points of view, that's okay. That's okay. Don't take it personally. We don't have to fall out. We can just exist in the circle of agreeing to disagree. Yeah?